Hello, everybody. This is Swati live from Los Angeles. Good morning. I'm having my cup of tea. It's 7 a.m. in the morning on August 27th. Can you believe it? We are almost reaching almost the end of our fifth week. That means we have 1 week and maybe a couple of days left. As you all know, we have covered a lot of ground. We have been fortunate that we have had 6 weeks, 5.5 so far, but we are going to have full 6 weeks of every day talking to you guys. And it's worth it because I know you are all on a quest. Now, when I say quest, all of you may have a different quest. And I'm not talking about necessarily the spiritual idea of, like, don't that it's not, if there is no point in like trying to go towards a goal and these kinds of things, they make sense in certain phases in life, but we are householders, and those of you who have spiritual goals, I would say that's your quest to attain a spiritual goal. But outside of that, there are other kinds of things that we have a quest for. Some of you may have a quest for more happiness or more peaceful, harmonious life. Some of you may be ready to change your career, change your jobs, or change something in your life. Some of you may have a quest, something to do in your career, like either you may be self-employed and you want to be successful. What that means, is that the best thing for you? That's up to you. But you all have a quest. And what I want to talk about today is how we can use self-compassion and mindfulness, and both of them, by the way, are very overlapping. Mindfulness automatically does give rise to self-compassion, and self-compassion can use help from mindfulness. So together, how they can help us to make one step forward at a time to go towards our whatever our quest is. So I'm going to first get rid of the bottom since it's kind of obstructive. Okay, so I find this is an important topic. When you are on a quest, as I said, whatever it is, it's not always easy. Don't expect it's going to be, all nice, peaceful, harmonious. Even when you want peace and harmony in your life, it is something we want to realize. It's something we want to change, something in us to go more towards that. So given that we all have a quest, and from time to time, it is going to be unpleasant. How do we deal with it? There will be adversities. When things are going well and when you're moving forward and you're making progress and, and it's great, then you don't really, in some sense, need me outside of telling you about being gratitude, expressing gratitude to appropriate people, having compassion for people, other people who may be suffering. Other than that, yes, everything is going well. But I just want to say, no matter what is happening, wherever you are moving forward, you are going to have adversity. Now, what is adversity? Adversity is when something happens that you haven't planned for. You want to go like that and you find yourself on some other path for a while. That's adversity. Now you have to decide whether you want to go back to the path where you started or maybe carve another path. That's where the wisdom lies. But in any case, first, there will be adversity and there will be unpleasant period. You may need to take a pause, or you may need to deal with whatever pain it is without making a choice that's destructive, without making a choice where you are either going to harm you or harm somebody else. How do you do that? And that's where mindfulness and self-compassion comes in the picture. What is mindfulness? You know the definition of mindfulness, but what are you learning when you're learning mindfulness meditation? I've been saying it all along. Learn to sit through the unpleasant physical or mental feelings. When you decide, okay, I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes, make sure you do that. If it is 20 minutes, make sure you do at least that. When you do that, it's not going to be like you always have this focused, nice, concentrated, or really aware kind of a feeling. You will be distracted. You bring yourself back. So you are not only training yourself to sit through unpleasant feelings without reacting, without jumping, just simply observing. You are definitely doing that. And at the same time, you are also avoiding temptations to jump out of the meditation. So when you have a path, and if there is a temptation of doing other things, getting distracted, or jumping around, you want to avoid those things and you want to keep on your path. So meditations are teaching you both these things. So when you are going through unpleasant feelings and your meditation training is telling you just go through it for the time being, go through it. That doesn't mean the other parts of your life have to completely stop. If you're experiencing clinical depression, that can happen. You're just not able to do anything. You become selfish. You just cannot enjoy anything. I'm not talking about a severe clinical depression. If that is the case, then of course you should seek help, seek professional help. But if that is not the case, you can keep the other parts of your life, whatever is meaningful to you. It could be your job, it could be your children, it could be your family, it could be some friend, it could be some serious hobby you have, it could be interacting with your pet, whatever it is. You keep doing that. You may not have the same sense of enjoyment, but you will get meaning from continuing that. Whatever is the purpose in your life, keep doing that while you know that you're dealing with this unpleasantness, you are dealing with these adversities. You don't need to get tempted and leave it, or you don't need to do something that you're not sure. So mindfulness is going to help you, allow you to know how to sit through unpleasant feelings without getting tempted by just simply observing. So is that all you do? Do you just simply accept and then wait for some magic to happen and something to get resolved and something to work? Is that what I'm asking you to do? I'm not asking you to do anything of that sort. Don't worry. So before I get to the next step, now you also understand that self-compassion is going to be your friend in this process. Self-compassion and mindfulness together are going to allow you to do this two-pronged approach. Sit through unpleasantness and keep doing whatever you need to in your life. You will get meaning from doing things that are either meaningful, purposeful, or routine in your life. So when do you decide either I need to quit this process, it's too much adversity for me, I just can't take it, or no, there is a next step, and what the next step is going to be. What do I do about this situation? How do you do that? Now, in that, there is a wisdom. There is certain intuition. And believe me, mindfulness meditations allow you to develop that intuition. When you are meditating and paying attention to your body or your breath, you don't know, but to a certain degree, you are developing a certain wisdom. Now, next week, we are going to do feeling and thought awareness meditation. Personally, I find, and everybody is different, personally for me, feeling and thought awareness meditations are the ones where I get my direction or wisdom or whatever ways in which I need to know what to do. That may or may not be the most right thing. You may have to explore, but you at least want to know what should I do about this situation. And you can take help. You can talk to a professional, you can talk to a life coach, you can talk to a friend, but ultimately it's going to be you who decides what you want to do. It's not going to be me telling you you should change the career and this is what you should do. You may have some anxiety, some nervousness about these kinds of things. of making the choice. There may be a negative self belief. In most cases, there's some negative self belief that's holding you back. Again, I'm not asking you to have something unrealistic against this negativity, like I'm Albert Einstein, but you may be. It's something that has to come from you. How do you let go of that anxiety and nervousness? Again, as I said, think about the negative self belief and then think about, rationally speaking, what is it that makes sense for you to hold? Forget superstitions, forget destiny. If you really believe in that, you also have to then look for your own answers to holding on to the negative and then see what you want to do. I love this saying. I think it comes from, it's used as a serenity prayer, but it comes from old Saint Francis. You know, God, now I'm saying God, you can have any higher power or whoever it is or yourself in your mind. But the prayer goes like this: God, give me courage to change what I can, and the patience to accept whatever I cannot change, and the wisdom to know when to do what. So, whenever you can, you want to change things. But then sometimes you may need to accept, a courage to accept that no, I cannot change these things, but I'll accept it. But when do you choose which? That comes from wisdom. And you're already, by doing these meditations on a regular basis, you're already developing that wisdom, that intuition. You want to learn to meditate over whatever your problem is. What that means, you start at the problem in your head where, for which you want the answer, and then after that you have it somewhere in your mind, and then after that start doing a mindfulness meditation. You are not necessarily actively looking for the answer by, like going back and forth and all that. You're just simply doing whatever meditation you typically do, mindfulness of breath or mindfulness of or body, mindfulness of feeling or thought, and then somewhere an insight or answer may fall into your lap. Now, this is not some kind of voodoo science I'm talking about, but when you become a meditator, you also become more intuitive. For some people, it may take longer, some people, it may not take that much time, but that's what's already happening to you. Now, we are going to get more into, again, as I said, other types of meditations. But right now, I want to share an article that I've written for a website called Positively Positive. I blog for Huffington Post as well as Positively Positive. Some of you may want to read other articles, but this one uh, refers to what I'm talking about, the process I'm talking about. And that's why I want to share it for you, with you. As you can see, Positively Positive, you can subscribe to it if you want to get, they have daily articles, and just like what the website says, they don't get into politics, they get into how do we deal with our life's issue by using tools that are positive. So the blog I wrote, or the article I wrote, is called The Importance of Doing Nothing. And importance of doing nothing, you can read it and you will also get again the same type of procedure that I'm talking about when you are on a quest. I have a question here about guided meditations. If it is the same as if you're meditating on your own and guiding yourself, like you're saying things to yourself without sound. I think that's what you're saying, Dolores. Guided meditation typically refers to somebody else guiding you, like what I do. Somebody else is instructing you or instructing when to go back or reminding you to go back to your meditation. If you want to do it by using your own silent instructions, that's okay. But typically speaking, guided meditations in somebody else's voice are more effective for keeping on track. I hope that answers your question. Now, with that, we are going to get into our daily meditation. So, close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Now, pay attention to your breath for some time. And now, put your hand on top of your chest in the heart area. And pay attention to the touch, the warmth of your hand on your chest. Soft and gently. Soft and gently. Pay attention to your palms and your fingers and your chest, the slight rising and falling. Soft and gentle. Press your fingers a little bit and see how that feels like. Be very aware of whatever is going on in your chest and the warmth of your hand, and aware of what you're saying, soft and gentle, soft and gentle. May I be happy. May I experience peace. May I be at ease. May I be at ease. Even in the face of adversity, may I be at peace. Pay attention to what you're saying. Allow yourself to go deep into whatever you're saying by comprehending what you're saying. May I be at ease. In the face of adversity, allow me to find peace and find refuge somewhere, to be able to calm down and to know that I am doing my best. And something good will come out of whatever I'm doing, is already coming out of whatever I'm doing. Allow me to turn towards that. May I be at ease. And now come back to your breath again. Pay attention to the breath. And say the line 3 times. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Now I am going to ask you to do this meditation quietly and peacefully for as long as you can. And there will be times your mind will wander around, or you may not actually feel what you're saying. But your intention is to allow yourself to actually allow these feelings to go on the deeper level. And believe me, it is happening a little bit at a time. And that's what meditation is about. It's about quieting yourself, your system down enough. Whatever you're doing, it will go deeper. Your learning will be not only on the head level, but it will go to the body level and then to your emotional level. And on that note, at this point, I don't see any questions or comments. And so I'm going to, is there one comment that oh yeah, there is one real quickly. What you mentioned about courage and acceptance reminded me of the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. Yes, if you send me that poem, email me that poem, I can um, see maybe parts of it, I can read it out next time. And thank you for giving me that tip. I'm not remembering that poem specifically, but I will also have a look at it. Thank you. And I'll see you all tomorrow. And you can practice what I just said today. Important topic. And also please read my blog to get it in writing, basically what I'm talking about. So I'll see you tomorrow.